and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. Today I'm going to have a look at my solve of a Samurai Sudoku from the Times at the weekend. The Times publishes one of these every Saturday. It's basically a set of 5 different 9x9 Sudokus that overlap in one box each. I say one box each. Obviously this central Sudoku overlaps each of the other 4 Sudokus. So I'm just going to play my solve. Now, the Times classes these either as medium or difficult, you can see up here. Now, first a word about technique. Basically, I'm just taking one puzzle and trying to see how far I can get with a bit of that solve. It's very important, and I'm just using the ordinary techniques here of elimination, especially looking along the line, looking along the rows and columns. So there, for instance, looking at 7s, there's a 7 in row 4 and a 7 in row 5. The only place for a 7 in row 6 was in that cell. So it's really just a case of trying to get the basics done as quickly as possible. But the important thing to know about a Samurai Sudoku is you can never, as long as they're reasonably well set, you can't solve the individual Sudokus on their own. You need feedback from the other ones. So as soon as I think a 6 is down this column here, then I'm looking above to see if there's a 6 there. So the 6 in the top of this Sudoku must be in one of those 3 cells, and I was seeing if that would help up here. So again, using the Snyder notation that we recommend, writing within each box where a number would have to be in it, if that can be limited just down to 2 or 3 places. Now, you can see the clock going down here. That's the time elapsed. And as I said, it says up at the top 57 minutes on this one. Now, I don't know how the Times are coming up with that time there. It might be a target time most likely, or it might be an average time. I don't know, but it's not something I aim for. Basically, with every Samurai Sudoku they publish, I'm aiming for 15 minutes, which, if you divide it amongst the 5 Sudokus, is 3 minutes each. That would be a very good time for fiendish, and I think they're always around the fiendish level. But of course, you do save some time on the overlaps because you get extra information for some of the Sudokus. So as much as it's a little harder because you need the feedback from the other puzzles to help, it's also a little easier in a way because you don't have to fill in quite as many cells as 5 separate Sudokus would suggest. So we're racing along. We've got quite a lot done. Because of the patterns, you can see it's sort of checkerboard patterns of which cells are filled, and that means that columns 4 and 6 and rows 4 and 6 in every Sudoku are quite well filled. So they're very much the areas to focus on. The standard rule is always look at cells, look at rows, columns and boxes where you've got a lot of numbers because there's less to eliminate out of them. So I've got a bit stuck for the first time here, and just try to work out where to go next. I've taken 3 minutes so far and got a lot of that top right one done and some of the bottom right one here. And now this is good. I'm getting some numbers into the central sections. Nearly made a mistake there. You might be able to just see I wrote an 8-5 for that pair of cells, and that was actually wrong. The 8 wasn't in that pair of cells, it was over here. But I managed to correct that before it threw me off completely, thank goodness, because once you go wrong on one of these, you're basically dead in the water. If you can't figure out how you've made a mistake, then you just get completely stuck. So again, the more numbers we can get in these overlapping boxes, the better it is. And once we manage to fill an overlapping box, like this one just needs the 1 and 4, and there they go. Now that that's full, we must have enough information to complete this Sudoku up here. So I start concentrating on that. I know that with this box full, I must have enough to complete it up there. And the time's pretty good at the moment. I'm pretty happy to have any one of the 5 Sudokus complete within the first 5 minutes. Obviously, I'm going to have to go at an improved completion rate after that, but I've got all these numbers for the central one. So that seems to have finished the top right Sudoku, and that's good. Now, jumping around, trying to find somewhere to go, and having done that, I haven't actually got all that much information. Now, the good thing about this is there is so much and so many areas of this puzzle. I'm sure you'll be able to spot things I'm missing or not spotting very quickly. So, feel free to pat yourself on the back when you realise that I'm completely missing something obvious. It does happen quite a lot in these, or not that I'm missing it, but I just don't spot it very quickly sometimes because I'm looking at different things all the time. And I do take very much a butterfly approach. I'm jumping around trying to find somewhere to get some traction on puzzles. One thing I will do that surprises a lot of people is if I do get stuck in one corner of the grid, and not necessarily because of feedback from it, I will move to another corner of the grid to make progress there and come back to the one that I was stuck on. I find that kind of frees me up to spot things that I wasn't spotting before. Some people assume that the rigorous focus on one puzzle must stick with it until that's complete, but it's not really. That's not how my brain works, it turns out. I was quite surprised when I found that I often made quicker headway with a puzzle having left it for a while and coming back to it, but that's certainly the case. Now, in this top left, which we can see most clearly, I suppose, I'm finding it harder up here to make progress than I did, I think, over on the right. And this is quite a long pause here, at 6 minutes 20. I'm not really getting anything in. I'm still looking for something. That's not a still of my hand. I'm still just trying to find somewhere to go. 2 and a 6 in those two cells is useful. If we can, again, the more traction you can get in the middle section, the better. Now, at the World Sudoku Championship, they often have either a samurai as one round or another 15-minute round of kind of interconnected puzzles that feed into each other. So this is very good practice for the World Sudoku Championship, and certainly I would attribute my practice on the Times as Samurai to the fact that I have that's a round I've occasionally managed to finish in the World Sudoku Championship, so I quite like it. Now here we've still got this little 2x2 box not complete, which is annoying, and now I'm finally trying to make some headway in the southwest corner. Again, column 6 has yielded quite quickly. I think column 4, yeah, that's gone as well. I'm sure rows 4 and 6 are able to be completed now. 2 and 8 and the bottom one, 4 and 8 in the top. No, not quite yet. That's annoying. Well, no wonder I get kind of held up. But I've managed to resolve 8, 9. Now look at that 8, 9 pair, 2 pairs there. Now, if you found those in a regular Sudoku with none of them given, you'd actually say you've got it wrong. That's a uniqueness problem because you could swap that 8, 9 and that 8, 9 and this central one would still be solvable. In a samurai, that uniqueness constraint doesn't apply when you're talking about something that overlaps with another puzzle, because that 9, 8 has been resolved. I've got an 8 in column 8 here, and that's resolved that 9, 8. So this uniqueness constraint, you have to just switch off looking for that. So that's one technique that it doesn't work when there's an overlap that could resolve it, so you have to be a little careful. So this is quite good now on this central Sudoku. It's very nearly complete, but not quite. Still that 4 box isn't resolvable except by reference to that one or that one. So that 4 box might have to be resolved first. So getting a bit stuck again. Now the time's not looking so good. The interesting thing is I don't know if I get this done in 15 minutes because I solved it, but I wasn't actually recording myself on any other clock. So only in this recording am I going to find out if I managed to get this done in 15 minutes. And although I was hopeful at the start, I have to say I'm beginning to think now I'm not going to make it because I'm really getting a bit stuck. I haven't made the quick progress, especially down here and up here, that I'd hoped. And although this one's coming now, I think, 1 and a 2 there. Yes, 6, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3 here. Oh, come on. 4, 8, 9, 3, 7, 2, 1. Can't quite see what it must be. Yes, okay. So now, yeah, that 6 is going to resolve the 5, 6 up here, amongst other things. And interestingly, that puts a 5 there. This is still 1 or 6, and that's 1 or 6. Again, that would be a uniqueness problem for this Sudoku on its own, but that 1, 6 is clearly going to be resolved when we get that little box finished down there. So now moving up to the top left, which I think has been the hardest. Only got 5 minutes left if I'm going to try and achieve the 15-minute mark. Now, what's my record? It's about 40%, probably more than half the time I fail slightly, or sometimes by a long way. And as I said, oddly, it doesn't seem to matter to me whether they say medium or difficult. It's still 15 to 20-minute puzzle normally. Come on. Yes, okay, that's quite good in the top one there. And I would have thought that that's going to help us down the middle section, 6 there. Ooh, 7, 6 pair there. Now that's that should have been resolved by that 6, which I must not have seen. And that's a real wasted opportunity. I mean, I hope I correct that in a moment, because otherwise that could be, I mean, it's one area where it could be a potential time suck and a complete waste. That's got to be a 2, yeah. So I hope I spot that this 7, 6 should have been immediately disambiguated by that given 6 there. Looks like I'm not spotting it. So if we get to the end and we get to 15 minutes and I haven't finished, it could well be because of that. I've still got a chance, 3.5 minutes to go, got that one to finish and this one, and then just other bits to tidy up. But I'm getting stuck again. Oh, come on, see the 7, 6. No, that's got to be a 4 up here. 6, 9. If I could get the 7, 6 in, that would really help. That's 7. No, they're in the wrong row to fix the 7, 6. That's not going to help sort it. But the left-hand side's falling now. Still not quite done there. And what's the time? 12 minutes and 8 seconds gone. It's just less than 3 minutes to go, and I can't find anything to do because I can't see the 7, 6. So annoying. Oh, I've gone back down to the bottom right. As I said, I find it helps to jump around between the puzzles, or I think it helps, who knows, maybe it doesn't. But the trouble is, I've left that one because I got to a stuck point and I'm not really making much more quick progress. Okay, 8, 5, 4, that fills in that row, 7 down there, that's good. Still doing pencil marks though, which is a bit of a problem with almost just over 2 minutes left of the 15. Now, when I was solving this, as I say, I didn't have a clock on, so I didn't know how much I needed to rush. I'm really just solving as quickly as I can and hoping that it's 15 minutes. And as I say, haven't watched it back, don't know if I make it. Still not rating my chances with puzzle up here to finish and a puzzle down here to finish as well, but they are close. There's not that many numbers to write. If I could just get this 4 box resolved here. Now I've got 2 possibilities for each cell there. Just need something to fall here, and this one should be done. Okay, that's good, a 1 up there. Okay, they're going in, got a 9 there, still stuck again, still a minute and a half left to go. At the World Championships, they would have announced 5 minutes left when that got to 10, which really I find very off-putting because 5 minutes sounds like nothing, but in fact, it's time to do. Okay, got that done now. So that must surely allow this whole Sudoku to be finished off. Got this box down there. Yeah, okay. The cell on the right there must obviously be a 6, and then just the end of the top bit there. Okay, so that's done that Sudoku on the right. That enables me to tidy up the 6 1s on the left because 1 and 6 got resolved there. So that one's finished, that one's finished. Oh, look, I've still got 2 cells to do in the middle that I obviously haven't noticed. Now I've come back here and immediately spotted the 7-6 that I should have spotted ages ago, and that's held me up. I've only got 30 seconds left, but I've got a chance here. It's going to be close. It's going to come on. That's a 3. There we go. That resolves the ones at the bottom and the top. Are we done? Are we done? No. 17 seconds left. Yeah. Okay. Just done under the wire. That was close. About 14:47. So I'm quite pleased with that, to be fair. It's a tough puzzle, and well, I mean, they say it's difficult. As I say, there's no advanced techniques. It's really just keeping a handle on what you have found and what you're doing, and making sure that you use everything you've achieved to finish off as quickly as you can. So really very self-indulgent video, just showing me solving at speed, but you may pick up some tips for going faster, or how, especially, and that's what this video is about, how Samurai Sudokus work, so that they do appear in various publications, and they are quite good fun for general practice if you have a little bit more time than usual. Thanks very much for watching. Do please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, we very much welcome Patreon subscriptions. If you look for us on Patreon, we are of course Cracking the Cryptic there, or follow our Twitter account as well. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic, and bye for now.